Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Real Talk 1160. Sensible Don, the fan mail just keeps coming in.
Which is a good thing.
I mean, it's incredible. The fan mail just keeps on coming.
Tell me, why you look so good today? What you up to?
Well, I have to go to court and save a very prominent Cincinnatian's butt in a divorce trial.
So you look pretty good when you wash your face.
You know, when I walk in the room and when I walk into court, the defense attorney starts shaking.
Say, here he comes.
They're like, well, we're going to lose this one.
Yeah, good God, here he comes.
Here is a piece of fan mail from Bulldog Nation member Dennis. All they said was, you rock.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
This is from Bulldog Nation member Pam. Love reading your postings, rantings, and quip. She also likes beautiful Riley.
Yes, who doesn't?
How do you not like Riley, huh?
You're not, man.
Now, I guess you forgot show and tell again, but that's okay because I got show and tell.
You got it? You got it?
I got show and tell. Show and tell today. Now, I would like to know, I'm going to ask you guys all a question. Jacob, do you have your high school diploma framed?
Yes.
He said yes. I'm shocked. Do you have yours?
No, can't find it.
TC, do you have yours?
I will ask my mom. I don't know.
Most people that I know do not have their high school diploma framed.
No.
Now, I have framed my diploma, and it hangs along with my college diplomas, my law school diplomas, my law license, so forth and so on. And the reason being is my 4 years at Covington Latin School were longer than college, law school, and the rest of my life combined.
Was that an exercise in survival?
Oh, my God. When I reflect upon how each day began and ended and how long each day went, oh my goodness.
How did I get through that?
It was the longest. When it was over, it was like, oh, my God, that's over? It was like a relief. I went to college and said, this is easy. I mean, I had to get up like 6 o'clock in the morning, catch a tank bus. Took me an hour to get to school. And then at 3 o'clock, repeat that. And if I had basketball practice, I'd get home at an even later time. And then I had to study for 4 hours just to get C's.
You rode a bus?
Tank bus every day.
You paid a fare?
Tank bus every day.
You never got put off the bus?
Oh, I got kicked off the bus once.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
John Kane, who now is the CEO of Wiseway and the former president of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, my sister Sarah, me and John, and I forgot who else. Might have been Lori May, who's now Clay Eifert's wife, the principal of Holy Cross. We all got kicked off the bus.
What'd you do?
I don't know. We were having a good time.
Come on.
I don't remember exactly what it is. Maybe John Kane remembers.
Well, you did so much you can't remember. That's what. Look, you took a deep breath when you got finished with this school, right? Can you imagine what the relief your mother and father felt?
Oh, I can tell you right now, relief. And the stories, this is funny because I don't donate any money to Latin school.
What?
And the reason being is because they blocked my dad from being on the board down there once because they thought he would be too powerful of a figure.
And he would.
And I'm like, oh, that's so in protest of the school. So what's funny is the other alumni of Latin school, when they hear me talk about it on the radio, they get mad that, I tell these stories, but I don't contribute and I make fun. It's kind of like, the 4 years, it's great material for radio,
right,
but I would never have gone there. I would never go there again. I wouldn't have my kids go there. It was a nightmare. But it makes for great radio stories.
Well, they prepared you for college.
And I got a good education.
Yes.
I give it that. But I don't give them any money because I protest.
And how long you hold this grudge?
Somebody messes with your dad,
Yeah, you kind of turn
It's
on
like your kid, Yeah.
I'm
loyal to loyalty. My dad's loyal to me, and I'm loyal to them. And the jackwagon, that's jackwagon him up. This will be funny because somebody listening will know him. I'm going to jack up John. I'm a big wimp to Moscow. He's the guy that did it. He was the ringleader.
The ringleader.
Yeah, he's somebody who doesn't work. He used to be an accountant. He just goes on corporate boards and sucks up the politicians for appointments.
That's a good job.
I guess we can't get him to advertise on the radio station
I don't
now.
think you hear from him anytime soon.
The quote of the day. Those who would give up essential liberty. We've had this quote like 10 times. I'm not even going to finish it. To Ben Franklin. Hey, Sarah, we've already used this quote. Today in history, in 1825, the House of Representatives elected John Quincy Adams president after no candidate received a majority of electoral votes. The 1824 election was one of the greatest in American history. That was Andrew Jackson, Henry Clay, a guy by the name of William Crawford, who was the U.S. Treasury Secretary, and John Quincy Adams. And I tell you right now, it was a doozy.
Real power brokers, all.
One of the, you have to go probably to the 1912 election, which was Woodrow Wilson, Taft, and T.R. Okay. That was a good one.
Well, Henry Clay, he was like Kentucky's favorite son, wasn't he?
Yeah, he only ran for president 4 times.
Is that all?
Really? Lost every time.
But everybody loved him in Kentucky.
Everybody loved him in Kentucky. I tell that story about Henry Clay. He confessed he liked to whore. He liked to play poker. He lived by his wit. He said he wished he wouldn't have lived by his wit so much. He had 11. Now, his home in Ashland is still there. He had 11 children. 9 children or 11 children, I forget. He was only survived by 2 of them. All of his children died before he did. That's very sad.
That's
really
amazing.
Very sad.
That was the norm in those days, though.
Yeah, but anyway, there's a famous story. He didn't like Randolph, who was a dandy. John Randolph, a U.S. senator from Virginia, who had these bloodhounds that he would walk around with. He was like a dapper dandy from Virginia. Of course, Henry Clay's the backwoodsman from the West. So one day on the muddy planks, wooden planks of Washington, D.C., because they had no sidewalks, here comes Henry Clay one way, here comes John Randolph the other way, walking on this wooden plank, which was served as a sidewalk. And they get up there, and John Randolph looks at Clay all, dapper, and goes, "I don't get out of the way of skunks." And Henry Clay retorted, like T.C. would say, "I always do," and stepped off the plank.
Perfect.
Whoa.
Is that good?
Nice.
Perfect.
That sums up Henry Clay.
Oh.
He was Speaker of the House for a real long time. I don't know if it's still a record, but he kind of made the Speaker of the House of Representatives the power that it would become.
Just one question. Did he have interns in those days?
I'm sure he did.
Oh, he must have had fun.
Today in 1864, the Beatles made their first live American television appearance. The Ed Sullivan Show.
Ed Sullivan, right? I remember that.
And Senator Joseph McCarthy charged the State Department was riddled with communists. By the way, there were some.
Yes, there was some.
There was some.
But this is America. You're allowed to be a communist.
Famous birthdays. Travis Tritt, 48. Whatever happened to him? He was hot for a while. Travis Tritt.
What happened to him?
He was married to somebody famous. I think they got divorced, and that killed his career. I can't remember.
Really? Then there's Joe Pesci, who is the best mob guy of all time.
He is, isn't he?
God, he plays.
Oh, man.
Goodfellas, holy cow.
The little guy that's dangerous.
Also funny. Like in My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was great.
But his best scene was when he had the bar fight and he beat Farina to death.
Right. And how about this? Was it Lethal Weapon 2 or 3 when they brought his character in?
Right. They brought the character.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was a good character in that too.
He's a good character.
And then William Henry Harrison's birthday. And by the way, she left off the birthday. She left off the number of years.
Ages ago?
She decided to leave off the ages
She
for
got
us.
tired of being beat up on, huh?
Yes.
We'll have to find out.
All right. I've already told some. Do we have time for the joke?
We sure do. Go right ahead.
A man lay dying in bed. In death's doorway, he suddenly smelled the aroma of his favorite chocolate chip cookies wafting up the stairs. He gathered his remaining strength, lifted himself from bed. Leaning against the wall, he slowly made his way out of the bedroom. And with even greater force, he grabbed the railing on the stairs and he found his way all the way down. For a while, he was in such agony, he thought maybe he was in heaven. There, spread out on newspapers on the kitchen table, were hundreds of his favorite chocolate chip cookies. Was it heaven? Or was it one final act of heroic love that his devoted wife, seeing to it that he left the world a happy man? Mustering one great final effort, he threw himself towards the table. The aged and withered hand shaking made its way to a cookie at the edge of the table, when he was suddenly smacked with the spatula by his wife. "Stay out of those! They're for the funeral!"
That is good. That is good.
That is. Even Jacob, the video guy's laughing about that one.
That's funny.
Now we go to Shakespeare. Wait a minute. It was the same quote from yesterday, too. Oh, I'm going to have to fire Sarah.
No, don't fire Sarah.
Don't fire Sarah.
Don't fire Sarah.
Shakespeare has a great publicist, doesn't he? He gets in there a lot.
Oh, my God. She's even got the same word of the day and the same dog saying of the day. Earth to Sarah.
Did you pick up the right papers?
I can tell you right. Heck yeah, I picked up the right papers.
It's Groundhog Day. It's just like
and I
Bill
decided
Murray.
I'm going to save jack wagons and oracles. I made this executive decision to the end of the day because that way, when we jack wagon and oracle them, people will know what they are instead of me telling them in advance why they are. Makes sense, doesn't it? I want to promote the National Federation of Independent Business. It's going to be on my newsletter and blog today, the name and number of the local rep. Let's get more people to join the National Federation of Independent Business. That's a business organization for the small guys. People like you and me, Don.
Small guys make the world run.
We come back. More Radio Superbity on Real Talk 1160.
Simon Kenton Pioneers host 12th-ranked George Rogers Clark this Friday. Steve Jarnicki has the pregame show starting at 7:06. Tip-off at 7:30 here on Real Talk 1160. Now back to the Bulldog.
This is Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Real Talk 1160. Here's another great history story that nobody knows, Don.
I'm listening.
The 3 Duke Law School students were all near the top of their class. Exams were over, and they were dying to see their final grades, which hadn't been made public yet. On the spur of the moment, they mounted a clandestine operation to obtain the information they sought. A break-in. In the hall outside the dean's office, 2 of the students hoisted the third up on their shoulders. He climbed through an open transom over the locked door. Once inside, he opened the door to his friends. Quickly, they located the keys to the dean's locked file drawer, got a peek at the grades and the final class rank, then slipped away as quietly as they came. It was wrong for sure, although the 3 young men regarded it as little more than a harmless prank. For one of the students, the break-in was an ironic foreshadowing of things to come. But next time, he wouldn't be so lucky. At Duke, he acquired the name Gloomy Gus. Later, he would get another moniker, Tricky Dick. And while Richard Nixon got away with the break-in at the dean's office, the Watergate break-in would prove his undoing.
This is Waterloo.
Is that not awesome story?
Amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, that is so
it's
good.
It's called comedy. We'll come back and get you.
Tricky Dick, baby. By the way, we called Sarah and we had those things corrected.
Oh, you talked to her real nice, I noticed, too.
Did I talk to her nice?
Yeah, you did a pretty good job today.
Well, I didn't yell at her. She's a young, fragile thing, if I yell too loud.
I don't think she's
Yesterday, true story, we hired a new girl. New legal secretary, and she's worked in a law office before, so she's kind of a battle axe. This is what you want. You don't want a sensitive. They're used to lawyers yelling.
You're right.
My client, who I'm going to represent today, a very prominent Cincinnatian in a divorce, contacted me and just kept saying the same thing over and over again, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I yelled at my client. I said, "Will you please stop?" And they all got a good laugh at it. And I walked out, asked the new girl, Ann, I said, "Ann, have you heard lawyers yell like that?" She goes, "Yep." I said, "Good. You're a keeper."
Is that right?
First day on the job. Oh, on the way in, before we get to pop culture, I got to tell you guys another story, what happened to me yesterday. Again, another great reason why we need a reality television show.
You need a camera.
I'm driving up. From here, I had a meeting at the Cincinnati office, and then I'm driving up Independence Hill, which is a 4-lane, 2 lanes going each way. So I get behind this car in the left-hand lane, and I'm telling you, this car will not go any faster than the car in the right lane, so I'm stuck behind it. So I get over in the right-hand lane, and I'm behind this gray SUV. Later, I found out it was a woman. I found out later that the car was driven by a younger guy. So the lady was just driving slow, and I just couldn't pass. It was the most ridiculous thing in the world. These 2 cars, side by side, going up the hill. So I got over in the left-hand lane, and I'm not kidding you. This guy, on purpose, I could tell, was not going to let me pass. I had no idea who it was. In fact, I told Chuck I'm mad I didn't write down his driver's license, and I would have found out who it was. So I got back in the right-hand lane, and the gray car kind of pulled up a little bit, and I'm like, okay, now I can get over. That car pulled up. Now, I want to tell you something. I didn't do anything to these people. No reason at all for this jackwagon to do it. So I got behind the guy. Now, I got a F-150 pickup truck. I got on his bumper, and I mean on his bumper. He hit his taillights, and he hit his brakes, and I almost didn't hit mine. In fact, I told Chuck later, I says, people wonder why road rage happens. It happens for good reason. There's some jackwagon like this kid refusing to, for no reason at all. There's absolutely no logic whatsoever for him to be a jerk. So I stayed on his butt all the way up the hill. Then I had to turn right, and I pulled up to where I could see the guy. Right. And the woman looked over at me like I was mad at her, and I had to wait for her to go on by. And the kid just looked over at me. And I gave him a gesture, the common gesture.
Yeah, the common. Yeah.
He didn't even common gesture me back. But I tell you right now, I couldn't believe it.
But you do know it takes two for road rage.
Well, yeah, but there's always somebody that's provoking the road rage unnecessarily. Here's an example. If somebody cuts me off, I don't get mad. It happens all the time. Hey, sorry, the guy didn't see me. All that kind. But what I don't get, there was absolutely no good reason for this guy to intentionally block me because I was late for an appointment at the office, to intentionally block me.
He was just being a jerk.
I didn't get up on his bumper right away. I mean, I didn't do anything. He was just being, and to this day, but it was kind of a distinctful car. If I see the car around, I'm going to have fun.
Well, what I'm going to do is tomorrow, I might be able to come tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will bring for show and tell my 2 million mile safety record. I got that frame.
What's that got to do with road rage? Why don't you stay on top?
You can't keep a safety record having road rage.
Well, I say road rage is allowable at certain times.
Never happened with me.
Yeah, but you get higher insurance rates for road rage.
You get shot for road rage.
That's worse.
That's a fact. Ask the guy in the Ontario lot. Road rage. Took him down the Ontario lot.
Well, I didn't get shot. I'm not going to get shot.
Right. I wonder, how do you survive?
I'm a warrior.
You definitely.
My good buddy Mike Ponzer, who owns Little Explorers Daycare, he's had a problem with cars flying through the daycare parking lot.
Oh, no, that's
these young punks.
They got to stop.
Drag racing through his parking lot.
Dude,
he chased the guy down.
You're not helping his business at all right now.
One
One
of these guys went through up to the gas station. He ran over to the gas station. He said, now Mike's 50-some years old. He pointed his finger at this young kid, and he basically told him, if you ever, that kid's just, I said, what'd he do? He goes, he was shaking.
Yeah, he shouldn't be.
He said, I took all the restraint I could just not to beat the hell out of him.
He needed
car
a butt
went
whooping.
through the daycare?
Yeah.
The parking lot of the daycare.
Oh, the parking lot.
The parking lot.
Okay.
They need a butt whooping.
You're not helping his business very much.
Well, I used to joke around because this used to be Bulldogs at Independence, and I used to joke around it's the only daycare for liquor license, and he asked me not to say that anymore on the radio.
Yeah, I guess he did, didn't he? But you said it again.
The only liquor store for liquor license. I thought it was pretty good. Would that be funny to kind of like say, hey, drop off your kid and pick up a beer on the way out. Have a beer while you fill out the forms.
These guys.
Sorry, Mike. It just came up in conversation.
Oh, yeah. He's doing great business now.
In pop culture, we don't have much because there wasn't really much to report. But little Joe Morgan attended Charlie Sheen's Super Bowl party.
Uh-oh.
Now, can you imagine what little Joe saw?
At the Super Bowl party?
Oil Can Boyd. Remember him, Boston Red Sox?
Yes.
Pitcher. He admits that 2/3 of the time he was pitching, he was coked up. Isn't that nice to know?
Well,
you got that wild dude throwing baseballs at you,
Dave
all
Parker,
coked up.
Most of the time he played with
Jimmy Fallon, did you see his spoof at the White House with Michelle Obama, acting like they're all playing around, doing
the push-ups?
Oh, my God. Sellout.
They changed her personality.
Guess how many people listen to the Super Bowl on radio?
Oh, that's a good question. How many?
23 million.
Listen to the Super Bowl.
Listen to the Super Bowl on the radio.
You mentioned Joe Morgan.
Radio works.
They interviewed George Clooney. Guess whose picture is prominently displayed in George Clooney's house?
Mine.
Joe Morgan. No, not you. No. No. You know, he's going to be a Democratic politician in the future. No, he would definitely not
Joe
have
Morgan?
you.
By the way, I like George Clooney, and I like Nick Clooney. I like the Clooney. Despite the politics, I like George Clooney.
Yeah, Clooney would be president one day.
On the legal front, Don.
I'm listening.
A juror friended a defendant during a trial on Facebook. Now just think about that. You're on the jury. and you, in the middle of the trial, he claims he did it to get off jury duty.
He sure did. Did he
Now,
go to jail?
I want to let you know that I have checked out witnesses and jurors on Facebook during the trial, but I've been very cautious not to say, I think it would look a little bad if in the middle of a trial I friended a Facebook. Not good. L.A. County, more liberties being taken away. And I think I'm going to do a rant about liberty. L.A. County, it's a $1,000 fine now for throwing a football or a frisbee on a beach, Don.
That's crazy. That's
$1,000 fine for throwing a frisbee or a football on a beach.
Get out. You're making that up.
No, I'm not. What are you supposed to do on a beach besides look at girls now?
No, that's all right. I can handle that.
You got me.
This is from the AP story. The doctors, 20% of doctors don't fully disclose a mistake out of fear of being sued.
I can understand that.
Last night, I got a call from an existing client. It's a pretty good case. I got a call, and they were at Children's Hospital. Sad. Another hospital screwed up, and their little baby hooked up to life support, and they're going to have to turn it off today. A big screw up, man. Doctor screws up, baby dies.
And that's bad news. That's real bad news.
I mean, I can't imagine. Can't imagine.
That's why they held so high. You can't screw up like that. Babies can't die.
I couldn't go over because I had a bunch of stuff, but I sent Chuck over. We're on it. See, I can send Chuck anywhere in a moment's notice. He's like a minute man.
Is that right?
He's like a minute man.
Load his
like
musket
right now, I can call Chuck, say, Chuck, you got to go to Atlanta. He'd be on the road.
Is that right? You can't find people like that. You better hold on to him.
Well, we actually got, people don't know this, we do have a mafia. We just don't break the law. But I got a whole crew of Chuck. See, Chuck's the underboss, and I got captains.
Okay.
Moment's notice, man. I'm on it.
And the FBI got you on tape now.
I don't care about the FBI.
Oh, they coming to get you.
I don't do anything illegal. You hear that, FBI? I'm taunting you.
Wait a minute.
On Real Talk 1160. Eric Deters, the Bulldog, on Real Talk 1160, Don.
Good station.
Federal security regulators plan to warn several major banks are going to sue them over the mortgage-related actions linked to the financial crisis. Ally Financial, Bank of America, Citigroup, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs. You know one of the problems with the bailouts and all that is 1 minute you're bailing them out, the next minute you're suing them.
And
it's kind of all messed up, isn't it? It's like, duh. Yeah. Do you not realize by suing them you're going to hurt them some more? Now, maybe that's the right thing to do. I mean, they deserve probably to be sued and prosecuted, but that's the whole reason why you shouldn't bail them out.
Yeah,
it's conflicted.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the people's money, then I'm gonna sue you to get it back.
Well, like you said, if you don't bail them out, that hurts business. That hurts the economy because no one's lending or doing whatever. That hurts business. But then again, they have no conscience, so they turn around and they do something else, and then you got to slap them on the wrist again.
Sensible Don, I graduated on June 1st, 1979. That's what my diploma says here.
That's a long time ago.
June 1st. Just think how long ago 1979 was.
Did y'all have a commencement
program?
Now,
on this diploma is signed William A. Hughes, the Bishop of Covington. And I remember him. The bishop would come over and say a mass, give you the grades, all that stuff. Edwin B. Hiley, who was a blowhard, he was the headmaster. See, at Latin school, you didn't have a principal; you had a headmaster. He was the basketball coach. I didn't get along with him. And then Tim Fitzgerald, who was the dean of studies, who went on to Covington Catholic. I got a funny story about Tim Fitzgerald. He taught me senior English and aesthetics. Aesthetics is when they teach you about art and all this. God, you get a good education. Anyway, I'd never had him before, okay, until I was a senior. And I went into his class, senior English class, sat down in the front row. After the first week, he comes up to me and he goes, "Well, you've shocked me." I said, "What are you talking about?" Remember, I was like the most disciplined kid besides Gary Whittle in the whole class. He goes, "You're nothing like I was told you were." The first time my reputation unfairly preceded me.
It was a good thing.
And by the way, I got an A in senior English, an A in aesthetics.
How many was in your graduating class?
You know my proudest college degree moment was I got an A in the philosophy of nature that was taught by Sister Lawrence, and they said it was the most difficult class there was. I got an A in that class.
And it was a study of what?
My first two, the philosophy of nature. My first 2 years, I played video games at Thomas More. I was a battle missile command, Space Invaders,
Your number was at the top.
asteroids. I was always the best. Then I said, wait a minute. If I'm going to go to law school, I better start studying. I didn't get anything less than an A my last 2 years.
I thought we were talking about banks.
We were.
What happened?
I got sidetracked. Are you ready for sports?
Yes, we are ready for
There's not much in sports either. Billy Donovan, the Florida coach, says, I think UK is going to be in the finals.
Yeah, it might. They might.
Xavier beat Rhode Island 84-66. Duke beat North Carolina at the buzzer 85-84. The Bearcats beat St. John's Warts 76-54. And Syracuse, number 2, beat Georgetown 64-61 in overtime. They're number 2 and they barely win. Yeah. UK's number 1 and they just beat everybody by 20, 30.
No close games there.
And that's all we have in sports. That's how bad sports is. By the way, I'm going to be critical of the Kentucky Speedway, which is kind of like maybe a violation of some rule because my cousin-in-law, Mark Simmendinger, runs it. And it's like this big economic engine in the tri-state. But they treated the customers really bad last go-around.
Terrible.
And for them not to refund money and just say, oh, we'll give you tickets to the next event. And then they threw the people that were doing the parking, they threw them under the bus. They had more people than they were supposed to. And now they've hired new people. In other words, they've looked everywhere and anywhere to blame instead of themselves for what the hell happened. And you know what? They knew that was going to happen. They wanted to get that race in last year, and they knew that they could say, it doesn't matter, let's just get this race in, too much, which is okay. But don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining.
And that's exactly what they did. No doubt about it. That's exactly what they did.
They
got away with it.
They got away with it because the race fans are going to go back and because they've been told, we've solved all these problems. It'll be the same old problem.
Not only they put money in their pocket, they got money from the state to make it better for them.
That's right. Are you ready for some local news, Don?
I'm looking for it.
I mean, you always try to, keep the local news held down. You always suppress it, and I'm always trying to I'm going to assert myself. We have some good local news. Remember, I don't do it unless we got some good stuff. We got some great stuff.
Boy, do we.
The streetcar, Duke says, we're not relocating the utilities unless you pay us.
Nah.
You know what? Good for Duke.
You know why?
Standing up.
The city says it'd be about $6 million to do this. Duke says it's going to be about $18.7 million because we've got to move all these underground lines, fiber optics and whatnot.
Do you believe what we got to do for a damn streetcar? By the way, this comes out why our mayor is in Washington, D.C. at the 3rd Annual Streetcar Conference. Can you imagine what they do at the 3rd Annual Street Conference? They have these little model streetcars they probably play with. They make sounds. Mayor Mallory's up there pushing his streetcar. Here's my streetcar.
Like this one.
Just like this one.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers trolley.
Remember Archie Wilson just a couple days ago resigned as Claremont County Commissioner for personal reasons?
Oh, he was sick?
For personal reasons.
I thought it was medical.
He's been charged with soliciting prostitution and trafficking controlled substance by Kenton County. A Claremont County inmate named Amanda Lay saw the picture of him and says,
what's her last name?
I know Lay. I know him.
Is that her real name or her stage name?
And gave her drugs to have sex in Erlanger hotels, claiming that he's done this beside. Now, here's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at Archie Wilson. All right? He's a businessman, all that. I'm thinking, Archie, why do you have to use drugs to get women? Archie, why do you have to go to prostitutes? There's no women in your circle or around you or that go to your church or in your bowling team or what that you can't hit on in proposition? Archie, what the hell are you doing here? Dumb. Now, because he gives some drugs to a woman for sex, trafficking? Come on. That's not trafficking. Unless he's bringing in suitcases of drugs.
Well, depends what you consider consideration in the matter.
Oh, you got to pay with something.
And
Amanda, what's her last name?
We've had this conversation. Amanda Lay. Oh, by the way, what a wench she is. She's in jail. So what does she want to do? I'm going to get somebody else in trouble.
Right.
Don, I want to tell you something. All the dirt that I know about you, that if I go down, I'm not going to tell the authorities about you.
I really appreciate
I am not going to take you down with me. But these people will take somebody down with them.
Oh, absolutely. I got to get out of jail. This is where I'm getting out of jail. I'm sorry. Amanda,
It's like those groupies that we talk about that want us to send naked pictures of ourselves to them every day, and we continue to refuse.
What about
because they'll use them against us.
Oh, absolutely. In the long run, it'll come back and bite us.
Yeah, that would blow your presidential campaign for sure.
Right out the water.
Yes. I can publicly say there are no nude photographs of me circulating anywhere. If there are fakes.
Can you say that in private?
Yes.
Okay.
Except the one I posted me and my wife on Facebook. Now, this is going to be fun because we're going to have this guy on the show to just beat the hell out of him. My liberal Democrat friend, Bill Atkins from Grant County, is running for the Kentucky 4th Congressional District. He has absolutely no chance. But I'm going to have fun with this. He'll probably be the Democrat nominee because there's only one Democrat running. But Bill is the most liberal jackwagon you're ever going to want to meet. But this is funny. I've referred him cases in Grant County, like criminal cases, divorce cases. And he's my friend, but he disowns me. This is funny. The last time I was in Grant County courtroom, he acted like he didn't even know who the hell I was. It was hilarious. Yeah, he didn't want the judge or the prosecutor to know. So I went up to him and said, "Hey, Bill, how you doing, buddy?"
That sounds about right for you.
I think he was going to pass out. Is that hilarious? He was like a St. Peter to me.
Wait.
I refer him all that business, and he acts like he doesn't know me.
He didn't give you the respect by taking you to lunch and getting rid of you?
No, he didn't do that either.
That's cold, isn't it?
He didn't do that either, sensible.
Oh, I can't understand it.
Some people, they're just St. Peters.
They got to get rid of you. They got to get rid of you.
It's like my daughter the other day. Did she claim me? Absolutely, she claimed me.
She loved you.
She claimed me.
Yeah,
She's proud that I'm her daddy.
Yes.
By the way, I got to figure out, do we want my second daughter or Parker to call in tomorrow?
You have to flip a coin.
Flip a coin?
Let's go with Parker.
Let's go with Parker.
Yeah, let's go with Parker.
We got to get Parker's report about the Grant County suspension pullover.
Yes. And talk a little football with Parker.
Talk some football.
Right.
And he works out down in our basement gym. I'm not kidding you. He's taken all the GNC supplements, all the protein stuff. I hope it's nothing illegal. And he's working out 3 hours. I mean, the most workout I did was like 2 hours. He's working out 3 hours down there.
Is he working with free weights?
Free weights, all kinds. He's doing everything. He's turning himself into a machine. I'd like him to go to Thomas More next year and play football, but he wants to go to art school. Thomas More has an art program, too. Parker struggles in school, though. I have to get Dr. A. Bear to kind of like give him a waiver.
Waiver for what?
To just, Parker doesn't have very good grades ACT score, but the football team needs him.
Sounds good.
We'll see if Thomas More, how bad they need a linebacker that can kick some butt.
Well, let's corrupt the school, fam.
There ain't got to be no corruption of the school.
Let's destroy the school. But Parker got to play.
On Real Talk 1160.
Working with Parker.
Eric Deters, the Bulldog, on Real Talk 1160. Sensible Don, you're going to be out of town, but on February 14th, 7 p.m. down at Tickets, I'm going to be doing a comedy show. It's going to be great. Tickets are still available. I still have a few left. If you want them, email me at eric@ericdeters.com, and I'll mail them to you or stop by the office. And Sensible Don, it's a perfect opportunity. Here's what you do. You take your wife or girlfriend out to dinner at Tickets or local establishment, then come to do a comedy show, and then go home and do the horizontal bop. Perfect night. But you got to give her a gift, too.
We're trying to save Bulldog Nation's men. You better get ready for Valentine's, because if you don't give anything on Valentine's Day,
have you already bought?
I got my stuff ready.
What'd you buy?
We were at this gambling establishment. She saw this fossil watch. I really like that. Guess what?
A fossil watch?
Fossil watch. I ordered that watch immediately. You hear me? It came in the mail.
What is so special about a fossil watch?
I don't know. That's what she wanted. I don't even ask why. She said that's what. Then she brought it to me.
Doesn't matter.
She said,
I've seen them at the mall kiosk.
That's what's special about it.
They're kind of earthy watch.
That's what she wanted. That's what she get. See, I learned my lesson a long time ago, Bulldog. You give them what they want.
My wife showed me a picture of a diamond ring the other day.
Go get it.
Was that my hint?
That's your hint.
Good old Valentine's Day.
Save your marriage, guys. Take care of Valentine's Day. Get some flowers or something.
I have a friend that is into like horoscopes and stuff. Sensible Don.
Yes.
And they asked me. They said, "What's your birthday?" And it's August 6th.
Yes.
Now August 6th is a funny day in history because World War I started. We dropped a bomb on Hiroshima. we used the electric chair for the first time. Pope Paul VI died. I mean, there's some crazy stuff that happened on August the 6th.
Death and destruction, man.
Death and destruction, and I was born.
And your birth, right?
But get this. Now, I'm just reading this. Remember, I say some things I tell you to inspire you,
right.
entertain you, inform you, and some to make you love me more and some to hate me. Everybody's going to hate me more after they hear this. This is August 6th.
Is that possible?
Yeah, August 6th. Ordinary life does not hold a great fascination to them. They quickly become bored with the mundane. Only the most successful and highly involved manage to integrate their love for the unique with this day. Let me see. It just jumped. God, how come it just jumped on me?
You lost it?
Yeah, I lost it. Hold on a second.
You get back to
They may suffer deep disappointment in search for a perfect mate or ideal relationship. Let me see. It goes on. They are faithful friends.
Good.
Benefit from and frequent partake of tasty and regular meals. What the hell is that?
That ain't you.
Listen to other people's advice in pieces.
No.
That's definitely you.
She blew that one.
May periodically need to break out of their routine and go on wild binges.
No.
Oh my God! What a birthday I have.
Because your routine is a wild binge.
You're right. My routine's a wild binge.
I say double check that birth
What birthday?
certificate.
What birthday is yours, TC?
14th
Of what?
August.
Leo.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
May the 14th.
What about you?
Lion.
May the 14th.
May the 14th.
Taurus.
Taurus. That's a bull.
bull.
Stubborn, too.
Lion whoop a bull.
Yeah.
You know it, baby. No, actually, we wouldn't. We'd let the women go out and whip the bull, and we'd just wait for the kill.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
You guys, you ladies, take care of that.
King of the Zodiac, us Leo. By the way, every Leo I've met has the general characteristics of a Leo.
You're right.
Isn't it weird? I mean, I don't believe like in daily horoscopes, but I do believe in the general characteristics of a Leo.
They are what they are.
We are. I mean, it's some of the common characteristics. We are very loyal friends. Yeah. We instill loyal. We're willing to fight. You know, we have some arrogance and cockiness to us. Obviously, the lion.
A little bit.
Here's a big myth too. We're also though very good-hearted. The heart of the lion.
Yeah.
We're very good-hearted.
And you know the thing about lions in the jungle, they're the king of the jungle, the king of all the beasts and all that. They don't do the hunting. It's the females that do the hunting. The lions, they're pretty much all their job is to procreate the species.
That's all they do. Sound like the job
Imagine
to have.
living that life, huh?
Good life, man. I want to be a lion, man.
No doubt.
If you believe in reincarnation, can you imagine what some of us might come back to be?
Oh, I can't imagine.
Like an animal. Oh my God! What if you come back like a dirty old cat or dog or something?
A kept dog be good.
Oh my
God! Because my dog live better than that.
Come back a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people, their dogs.
Sensible Don trapped in a Chihuahua.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
If I come back as a dog, I want to be a good dog.
Oh, a good one. Well,
a golden retriever.
Oh, that's a nice
with a nice home. God, wouldn't you come back? All right, let's go to politics, Don.
Why not?
Traditionally, you must have an approval rating over 50% by March to win re-election. The Gallup says Barack is stuck on 47%. But you know what I say about this, Don? They said no GOP nominee has ever won without winning South Carolina. Well, guess what? Newt won South Carolina, and he's not going to be the GOP nominee.
Solve that problem.
So this doesn't mean squat.
Don't mean a thing. Don't mean a thing.
Do you see how it works? Obama's team has told Wall Street, this is hilarious, they sent a representative to Wall Street to tell Wall Street, hey, listen, man, we're not going to badmouth you, but we're just going to badmouth Mitt being connected to you. What a bunch of crap work. In other words, the phoniness of it all, the absolute phoniness to try to act like you're not part of Wall Street, but you really are. Now, Robert Reich, who was Clinton's labor secretary, wrote this. Now, this is pretty good stuff. This is how he concluded his article. So now a relative handful of super rich Democrats want to fight a relative handful of super rich Republicans, and we call that a democracy.
No, it is not. And I agree with Rice on that. Most of the stuff I don't agree with him, but I agree with him on that.
Now, what that refers to is I'm going to read this from the U.S. Today and the New York Times. More hypocrisy from Barack. I'm telling you, the guy's shameless. President Obama's decision to back unlimited donations to a Democratic outside group reverses his opposition to super PACs and opens the door to donations by lobbyists to support his reelection. Obama has made refusing money from federal lobbyists a bedrock principle of his campaigns. Obama's campaign is now encouraging Democratic fundraisers to back Priorities USA Action, a super PAC led by 2 former staffers. The group has struggled to raise money, while GOP groups have amassed tens of millions of dollars. By law, PACs cannot coordinate their activity with candidates. Listen to this. We can't unilaterally disarm, Obama campaign manager Jim Messina told supporters. Last year, Priorities counted at least 3 federal lobbyists among its 60-plus contributors, campaign finance records show. Now, this is very uncharacteristic. This from the New York Times yesterday. He could have ridiculed Mitt Romney's super PAC for accepting $18 million from just 200 donors in the second half of last year, including million-dollar checks from hedge fund operators, industrialists, and bankers. But now Mr. Obama has given up that higher ground. He had already undermined the public financing system for the presidential campaigns by refusing it in 2008. But this is much worse. In that campaign, he at least forswore money from independent groups and lobbyists. Now he is relying on a super PAC that can accept money from anyone. He is also telling the country that simply getting reelected is bigger than standing on principle.
Absolutely.
Oh, baby.
Oh, absolutely.
The New York Times.
Pouring out the facts. And it's always
good for them.
There's money to be had. Let's get the money.
You know, I woke up this morning. I was supposed to write my article for the Highland County Press. And the topic that came to me, guys, was sincerity and principle. It is so lacking on the political front. I mean, it is just incredible. For example, we all know that every politician has changed their mind. Every politician has had a vote maybe they didn't like. But why don't they deal with it up front? Why don't they just say, you know what, I was wrong about that vote? Or, well, you know what, I'm sticking to my position on that vote. There's just no principle of, I mean, the lack of sincerity. I mean, you know, like I crack up at Newt Gingrich and his Fannie Mae Freddie Mac acting like it was no big deal. Are you kidding me? How do you say that with a straight face? You do a commercial on cap and trade with Nancy Pelosi, and then you're acting like you're the conservative candidate? Mitt Romney and his Romney Care? There's a video clip of him saying he wants this to be a blueprint for America, and then he says it isn't. I mean, at least Santorum on his earmark says, hey, it was part of the culture. It's got out of hand. It was wrong. I can accept that explanation. They're so phony.
But you got one non-phony politician, Paul. But look where he's at. Because he's an honest human being.
That's a good point.
That's exactly what happened. You can't be honest. The American people don't want to know the truth.
It always cracks me up that they complain about all that, but they reelect the same kind of people.
Right, same thing.
Over and over again.
And negative advertisement every time.
I couldn't get elected dog catcher.
No, you could not.
We come back, more politics on Real Talk 1160. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Real Talk 1160. Joining us in studio is John Bick from Ropke Automotive. I hope he didn't listen to the show yesterday. That's all I got to say.
The dumb guy is here.
Yeah, excuse me. I'm the one who had to pick him up at the door and from all the way up the steps. Don, what the hell's wrong with you, man?
Did you hear me yesterday, John, defending your honor? As this guy right here said you weren't as smart as Dr. Kurtzman because you were in the auto business.
Well, it must have been Don doing an impression because it sure sounded like you.
Somebody
he's beginning to do impressions.
That's right.
I mean, I was so offended by it. I said, when John Bick comes in here, I'm telling.
And I said, John's pretty smart because he does wear boots to work.
And I did hear Dr. Kitzman playing around, too. And that's payback for calling me Ropke.
Have you traveled? I got to ask you a question, John Bick from Ropke Automotive. Have you traveled to countless foreign countries like Dr. Kurtzman doing good deeds?
Yes, I have. I've been to Cancun several times.
and the good deed was?
We can't discuss that.
So you never party yourself down there.
Hey, love makes the world go round.
And that's a fact right
It's
there.
love makes the world go round. Let me see here. Joe Biden. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden and others have encouraged Mr. President Barack Obama to reverse his position on this Catholic contraceptive morning after pill issue. And apparently he might change his mind.
If he's smart, he will.
What the vice president meant to say was, dude, are you nuts?
Lunch Pail Joe is smart enough to say, this is not good.
60
This
million
is not
votes,
good. Along this same storyline, Senator Marco Rubio has authored the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. Oh, my God. To give a religious exemption to the insurance requirement. And Senator Roy Blunt is sponsoring Respect the Rights of Conscience Act. Oh, my God. Why don't you just do away with the law?
What, churches don't have to pay insurance now?
Yeah.
Is that what is that all about?
The new requirements are opposed by the Catholic Church. It goes, Boxer said the Obama's administration has nothing to do with politics.
Right.
Yeah.
My Republican friends want to turn back the clock on birth control. What the hell? What an issue. What an issue.
A non-issue.
Put everybody to work and
It is an issue. I tell you, sensible Don, you've become insensible when it comes to good moral social issues. Makes me worry about you.
The government should be worried about my morals.
Are you going to vote for Barack Obama?
No, I cannot vote for the guy because the guy's divider. He divides this country. I can't do that.
John had the right idea, though. Put everybody back to work. Then you're too tired to.
That's right. Solve the problem.
That is right.
Solve the problem.
John Stossel. And his human events by the way, it cracks me if they act like human events. These things are like 4 paragraphs. It's like, man, I could write one in like 30 seconds. But John Stossel and his had an observation. In the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson called the pursuit of happiness an unalienable right. This was a radical idea for most of history. Most people didn't think about pursuing happiness. Now they pursue lust. They were too busy just trying to survive. John's point.
Right, absolutely.
Then came, get this, the liberal revolution based on the idea of individual freedom, man. Only then did they start thinking that happiness might be possible on Earth. Unfortunately, this is a really neat observation. Somewhere along the way, the right to pursue happiness has been perverted in the government-backed entitlement to happiness.
Thank you very much.
Isn't it funny that the 60s hippie revolution and all those people have kind of like, it's all about freedom, baby. Freedom, free love, free this, free that. And what's it result in? Government destroying freedom.
Yeah. Well, they were getting happy on something else.
Yes, they were. Having a lot of fun, too.
You know what? I hate to say this to all my former hippie friends, but they helped beginning of the destruction of America because what it was all about was no responsibility. Check out, smoke, free love, do whatever you want, lack of responsibility. Let's face it, the whole counterculture was all about not having any responsibility. You know, just hello. That was the beginning of the end. I mean, when you look back now, you think about, I'm serious, that was the beginning of the end. People not accepting responsibility, having responsibility. It's all about responsibility. Now it's all about government. Chilling out, man. Give me my check.
The government's responsible for taking care of you from the birth to the grave.
And speaking of that, from Investors Daily yesterday, John Bick from Robke Automotive, the American public's dependence on the federal government shot up, TC, 23%. In just 2 years under President Obama, with 67 million now relying on some federal program. The 2-year increase under Obama is the biggest 2-year jump since your good friend TC Jimmy Carter was president.
I like peanuts. That doesn't make us good friends.
You know what? My wife likes Jimmy Carter. She's read a couple of his books, you know. But
she liked Barack Obama too, doesn't she?
Yeah,
well, you know the thing
does.
about Jimmy Carter, he seemed like a really terrific person. But that doesn't necessarily make him a great president.
He was a terrible president.
Well, okay.
I don't think he was a good person.
His Malay speech was terrible. Remember, he also said he did an interview he's president. He does an interview with Playboy where he admits he's lusted after women. What the hell?
But he never acted on it.
The president of the United States doing a Playboy interview saying he lusted after women. That made the first lady feel good.
Imagine that interview with Bill Clinton.
I didn't lust after anybody. They lusted after me.
It was that blue dress.
You know, Jimmy Carter, twist of fate, had that rescue attempt with the hostages worked. Yes. this guy could have done anything.
Yes,
he'd have been the
point.
national
Yeah,
hero.
he
It's a good point.
You know, if that would have worked.
They say he was absolutely miserable in the final days of his presidency while they were going through all those negotiations, and he wanted them released before he left office.
Yeah.
And it happened after, so it automatically made Ronald Reagan look like a king.
Yeah, within the hour of his inauguration, of Reagan's inauguration, wasn't it?
I know.
But Carter did all the negotiation. Carter was the one that got these people released.
But sensible Don, you don't think that they knew that as soon as Reagan came in, the bombs were going to start flying?
Wait, hold off for a few days. Here's some extra guns, guys.
They were like, I could hear Mohammed now. We'd like to talk to you, Mr. Carter. We're a little worried about what happens when that cowboy becomes president.
Oh, he mounts up.
Ollie, take some guns over there and keep them quiet.
That's a good thing for you to do.
But
My name's Jimmy Carter.
it's not less than after
Plains, Georgia.
The job
That's where
was
I was a nuclear submarine physicist
He was.
before I became
A
president.
smart man.
Did you see the thing on Kennedy last night? That he had his little intern?
Oh, my God. I know, 19 years old.
Yeah.
By the way, she was an attractive intern. She's an attractive woman.
Yeah.
69 years old, very pleasant.
Excuse me.
And how about the president? How about
No.
the president of the United Have that image. The president of the United States with rubber duckies in the bathtub named after each family member.
No problem at all. I can see that.
Image of that,
And
man.
actually surprised that he did this.
No, I'm not surprised. I was surprised about the rubber ducky.
This
thing.
might shock you guys. This might shock you. But when I'm elected president of the United States, when my country calls for me like they did Cincinnati in the Roman Republic, and I become president, I am going to drop some of my habits because you have to uphold the dignity of the office.
Yeah.
In other words,
Exactly
I have to wear
right.
suit and ties more often. You have to adjust your behavior. I just can't be the Bulldog if I'm elected president.
So when you become president, you going to meetings?
I'm going to go to meetings.
We can't wait to see that.
Of course, there'll be short meetings.
Very short.
By the way, I like to brag that I'm saying things that nobody else in national talk radio is.
Never heard that from you before.
Yeah, I know. I got to brag about something. Nobody's mentioned this, and I'm going to be the first. If there's one thing that Rick Santorum has done, if nothing else, over this past Tuesday, he has sealed. He will be at least the vice president of the United States.
You think so?
Nobody's made that comment. Are you kidding me? He delivers the Tea Party, the right wing. He's got organization, the social issues, and Pennsylvania. He is at least the vice president. John Bick, do you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree, and I heard what you were saying about it being done with Romney, and I'm not so sure it is.
No, it's
because
not.
you got the internet now, and that allows things to go viral. And
Once
I think he can get out there and make something happen without all the money.
John, he wanted me to jack Wagon up preemptively. Madonna for the Super Bowl. He's the one that wanted us to go out on a plank and call the GOP nomination. Don says, let's call it right now. So we did that. And now look, Santorum has a chance to defeat him. A sidekick is supposed to look out for you, not get you in trouble.
Yeah, I tried that. It don't work. Can't we go
Man.
back? The Spaghetti Gate.
That's twice now.
Spaghetti Gate anymore. Spaghetti Gate. Did you hear the story about Richard Nixon breaking into the dean's office at Duke?
No.
We told our history story is Richard Nixon and two of his law school classmates broke into the law school dean's office to find out their grades, crawled through and escaped, and they thought it was just a prank. His name apparently back then was something Gus. What was his nickname?
Gus.
Gloomy Gus. His nickname in law school was Gloomy Gus. But break-ins, they were norm for him.
Gloomy Gus, the tricky dick.
Tricky Dick.
I am not a Gus.
When we come back, we're going to thump on Trump.
Again?
I'm going to make fun of Trump.
Not tough.
On Real Talk 1160.
Well, if you can't find a radio to listen to Savage, you can use the TuneIn Radio app, free on your iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android, to hear Real Talk 1160 24 hours a day. Whether you're in Finneytown, Fairfield, or Fort Worth, it's Real Talk 1160 anytime with the TuneIn Radio app. And now, back to the Bulldog.
I want to encourage everybody to go to my blog or my newsletter and check out the list of our advertisers. Every one of them could, help you out on Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
You could buy your wife a hammer from Ace.
Yeah. Buy yourself a tire from Rocky Motor. If you just one tire, hand it to them.
Yeah,
Do
we
have a
do one
Do
time.
we have a green water promotion for Valentine's Day?
Well, we have a promotion. You know, we ought to work on something like that for Valentine's Day.
Well, what do we have for
Something
today? What do we have for today?
We're in reruns still, baby. Reruns.
Starring T.C. Summers and Shannon Ward.
Green water is the stuff to drink. Farm Creek water, that's why it stinks. $500 million in taxpayer cash. Environmentally friendly and it tastes like gas.
New Coke is what I'd rather have. Green water gives me such a rash. I just adore an ice cold brew. Darling, I love you, but green water makes me puke.
The cash
My rash
keeps you fit.
tastes like
Now
ow!
drink it up.
I'm
T.C.
gonna
likes
throw it
punching
up.
people, you know?
Green water, we hate you.
Green water available at Queen Kick.
That was great.
Don't
Another
bet
classic.
the water.
I got to ask you this. You know, the feel-good song that was chosen today was a Stairway to Heaven, which is an awful long song. Do you have a backup feel-good song?
Actually, I do. We were talking about JFK and his little 19-year-old intern.
Yes. Yes.
For you.
Duckies in the bathtub.
Oh, wait, what was the song about? The Sting. Sting has that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Steely
yeah.
Dan?
Steely
Uh-huh.
Dan. Yeah. 19. You know, 19, that's younger than my daughters. Oh, my God. JFK, man.
The man had fun while he was here.
It's a
Just to
presidential
pat him on the
perk.
back.
67. See, the world started going hell in a handbasket in the 60s.
Yeah, that right.
My mom looked in the crib when I was born at 63 and said, the world's going to end.
Yeah, it's
Think
coming.
about that. I was 5 years old and when Kennedy and Martin Luther King was shot.
Right. It's going down here.
I was 2 months old when Kennedy was shot. Well,
Here's for the
Hey,
intern.
Out with the old, in with the new, right?
That's,
19's at least legal.
We can't dance together. We can't talk at all.
How about Donald Trump? You know, he goes out on a jackwagon. You know, he endorses Romney because he's the front runner, and now it's like, oops. By the way, he even let Newt Gingrich think he was going to endorse him, and Newt was loyal to him in the debate. But Trump goes out and endorses Romney, thinking it's sealed up. So now he's like bashing Santorum. Now, how is this something that's going to make voters change their mind?
Don't think it makes a difference at all.
He lost Pennsylvania, and now he wants to be president. Hello? How about some presidential history for you, sir? You know, Abraham Lincoln lost a few races.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the most famous example. I mean, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, Richard Nixon lost elections and became president. I mean, Lyndon Johnson lost elections. George Bush, the first guy, lost presidents.
If
I mean, lost races.
If Donald Trump is picking his own barber, I can't trust him to pick a president.
You know what, Bill? Yeah, right. Bill Maher, who is disgusting, but some things he says is funny, and I was too lazy to get up and change the channel last night on television when I was working in the dining room, so I watched this whole show, and he did point out something that was funny. On the week that Mitt Romney says he doesn't worry about the poor, he's not worried about the poor, he gets the Donald Trump endorsement.
Yeah.
I mean, what
Wasn't
symbolism?
good timing.
What symbolism to reinforce that? You know,
I want the rich man to take care of me. The poor ain't got no money.
Karl Rove's at it again on Fox News, trying to downplay Santorum. He's incredible. Fox News, how they don't get away with. What the heck is that song playing in my ear?
That's a Donald Trump theme song.
I love my hair. Sesame Street. Did you see where he let Megyn Kelly touch it? It was
His hair?
It was kind of creepy. He goes, "Look, touch my hair." And she reached it. I'm thinking, my God, her husband's probably saying, what the hell are you doing feeling a man's hair?
Was that like on that reality show where you have to eat bugs? Touch Donald Trump's hair.
Yeah. Yeah. I dare you, man. I
Yeah,
dare
Fear
you.
Factor.
I dare you. You know, this whole XL Keystone pipeline thing and all this energy issue. And of course, you know, he's looking out for green jobs. This was in the Wall Street Journal yesterday. An energy boom is revving up the U.S. economy. The use of new drilling techniques to tap oil and gas and shale rocks far underground helped add about 158,500 new job and gas jobs over the past 5 years. Hello. Yeah. We're not going to support more of that? No.
Yeah, we got tons of natural gas. Of course, that's why the price is supposed to drop.
It's not going to drop. It's a world market. We go pay through the nose, period.
Did you hear about Congress is back in session and they're already deadlocked again? The Senate and House, what they do if the House passes the bill and the Senate passes the bill, they have a joint committee, work out the differences. They're deadlocked on the payroll tax cut issue. You know, here we go. Remember, they only passed it at the end of the year. They only passed it to get to February.
Yeah.
So here we go again, deadlocked again.
And then we got another debt limit raise coming up.
You got another debt limit raise coming up. It's all together. Oh, the other thing, the economy's improving so well, it's now been reported that the employment level, the lowest, the unemployment is the highest, for young adults in 60 years.
Be about right.
In 60 years, young adults can't get jobs.
Because the old folks have to work. They keep it work. They will continue to work.
And just sad. Coke plans $650 million to support their brands. Boy, the advertisers are licking their chops on that. I hope they go with something else besides the polar bears. I'm watching those polar bears. My wife and I are watching the polar bears during the Super Bowl, and we're like, what?
Yeah, I'm missing the connection.
The Pepsi and Coke commercials were terrible. And you think about what an account. How do you mess that account up? I mean, I guarantee you right now, if Coke contacted the four of us, we would come up with one commercial.
Yeah.
You know what
Wouldn't
I'm
have
saying?
any bears in it.
I mean, these professionals get paid money to come up with a bad commercial.
Well, you know, the thing is with the polar bears, I think they've outlived their cutesiness.
Right.
You know, it's not cute anymore. And someone had to explain this to me, but I think the idea was the one polar bear had the blue scarf that had the red. When following the game, depending on which team was ahead, the other polar bear was sad because his team was losing.
Right. You know,
but someone had explained that to me. I didn't get it.
You know the whole thing about the way I would Coke. Let's have a little marketing session. Let's just show what we could do. If I was given the account for Coke and they wanted to come up with something with the Super Bowl, I would want a football theme. Right? Okay. I mean, I would want a football theme. And I would also want a feel-good and funny. I mean, that's what you want. When you watch a commercial, you want to come away feeling good, funny, and a football theme. And I'm thinking to myself, God, the ideas that we could have, it could be like a little kid going and getting his dad a Coke, before the game. I mean, there's just all kinds of fun. TC, you're creative. I mean, just think of the great commercial we could come up with. And I'd like to know what the agency that did that for Coke, how much they got paid.
Yeah, really. That's a good point. You know, the all-time #1 Super Bowl commercial was the one with Mean Joe Green. Yeah.
Well, that's an idea. Like, for example, what if and everybody loves dogs. You had some kind of a scene with a dog, a football, a kid, his dad. Sitting on his dad's lap for his first Super Bowl or something. Whatever But man, are you kidding me?
With a twist. Some put a twist on.
Yeah, and here's a great Coke commercial. How about the animated commercial they did with the guy in a T-shirt in the hood walking down the street, giving money to the guy? It's an animated type commercial.
Yeah.
That's a great song. It makes you feel good. That song sticks in your head.
Right.
Now, whoever did that commercial was smart. The Coke commercial.
The best commercial, Peyton Manning and the bus. Corn toss. That was the best.
That was funny.
Yeah,
I like the Camaro commercial best.
You come away with that? That was funny.
But see, they use funny like I like Peyton Manning's dry pan humor. He goes, "Hey, I got to work."
Yeah, absolutely. Just on time.
I just got to work.
Just the way he
I got to work.
Right. Oh, I got to work.
Peyton Manning could be a stand-up comedian.
Oh, he could.
He's funny. Maybe there'll be a surprise visit down in Tickets with. Let's start that. Peyton Manning could be. You never know. Might show up at Tickets next Tuesday night.
It is a possibility.
That is about. Chip and Independence, you're on Real Talk 1160. Say something witty or wise for us.
That little dog from the Bud Light commercial needs to go help Coca-Cola. Here we go.
You're right. And what do you think about the Camaro commercial? I love the Camaro commercial.
Tell me about it. I don't think I heard it or saw it.
You didn't see the Camaro commercial?
Was that the one
No, I
where
don't
busted
think
through
The mom and dad had the kid was his graduation, and he's walking out with his friends and his girlfriend.
I did see it.
And they're there with the refrigerator that you're going to give him. And he goes bonkers thinking the neighbor's new Camaro is his car. And he asks this girl, he goes, "Will you marry me?" "Yes, I'll marry you." You know, and he says, "Get out of here." The guy drives away. He goes, "Dad, they're driving away in my Camaro." God, that was funny. That was my
I have
favorite.
a teenage daughter that's going to graduate high school. You're exactly right.
I love it. Thanks, Chip. I tell you. See, that was creative.
It was.
Yeah.
513-579-1160. Help us create a Coke commercial on Real Talk 1160. Cowboy, baby.
I made a decision while we was on break. I was thinking about this.
All right.
Your wife like Jimmy Carter and Barack Obama. That showed you really love that woman. You still sticking by her?
Yes.
That's true love.
Yes.
Gotta be.
She's just misguided. I got to guide her back. I think I've got her not voting for Obama this time.
Is that right?
I've pointed out a few things.
Yeah. And?
I said, your president did X, Y, Z. And it's like, oh, really? But you never know.
She never gave all.
My wife was a classic example. Somebody voting Barack Obama, and it's controversial to say it, but I don't care because it's the truth. I'm sorry, I believe it. That it was like, well, this is our chance to change America by voting for this black man, and all. That was his. I know that was why she voted for him.
Well, they didn't realize he was still a politician, no matter what his skin color was.
Right.
He's still a politician, self-serving hypocrite.
Yeah, they all have that problem, don't they? They're
Absolutely.
politicians.
Now, she stays at home, right?
Yes.
I mean, she doesn't
Yes.
work. So see,
Oh, she works.
She
She
works.
works.
Be
Be careful, TC.
I'm sure she works hard. I know she works hard. She's married to the Bulldog. That's a job right there. I know she works double
Yes,
duty.
it is.
But
Yes, it
she's
is.
not in the workforce. So maybe the economy doesn't affect her as much as it does a lot of other people. Maybe that's why she sees other things in him, possibly.
This is weird. Bill Maher last night. We're talking about like the socioeconomic votes, and like Romney and him were kind of even all the way up, except two groups. Those that made over 250 were overwhelmingly for Romney, but the group that make 100,000 to 250,000, 20% difference in favor of Obama. And they were like trying to explain that, and I'm thinking I couldn't explain it. I'm sitting here thinking what that makes.
They're under the radar. They're under that.
Well, they're under the 250,
yeah.
but at the same time, I'm like, man, that's just weird to me.
I
Yeah,
can't
that is-
understand anybody liking somebody that want to take money away from you and give it to somebody that don't deserve it.
That's a good
Yeah.
I
point.
can't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't care if I make $50. I don't understand that.
It's like, why would you want somebody that takes business away from Robke Automotive? Why would you want to support that?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Exactly. That's like
That
me.
is not my guy.
See how smart I am?
That's why I don't like.
He's smart, Doc.
That's why I don't like any other lawyers.
You don't like Is that why
I
you
want
don't-
all the business.
Hey, you don't get along
I
with
just
any
only
of
want
them,
my
do you?
share. I want all of it. Now I got lawyer friends.
We don't like any
You
of the
have-
radio stations either.
Yeah, that's right. I hate the radio stations.
You know
We are
what?
the only
There
one.
aren't any other radio stations,
right.
are there?
That's right.
You already do some jack wagons
No, I
and
just
oracles.
wanna
You want to
tell
do
you this.
oracles or jack wagons first?
Whenever you say friends, I think about the guy taking you to lunch. That just cracks me up. I'm
Well, this
sorry.
is funny because this is
One
funny.
who broke up with him.
Yeah, yesterday I'm talking to one of my friends who does some consulting work for me on insurance, and I said, he said, "You're going to use your buddy breaking up with you on your comedy show." I said, "Oh yeah." And I said, "I get to go in some more detail, use a little bit of colorful language. It's going to be very good."
funny.
I said, "I'm going to still." Now I shared with him who it really was. But I said, I can't say who it really was on the show because I don't want to humiliate the guy. But it was him? I said, yep, because he knew who he was.
Yeah, a lot of comedians talk about relationships in their act. Now, I want to ask you something. Do you you can be honest with us? Do you maybe drive by his house every now and then just to see if he might be out? You
No.
call his house, hang up just to hear his voice.
Are you stalking
No.
boss?
No,
No.
it's all right. I mean, it happens. We understand.
Pull his number up on his phone in the middle of the night and want to push the button, but he
You guys
can't.
saw a lot of games together.
I still
you know.
can't think what he said about like working on my newsletter. And he goes, "I'm just not feeling it." Who says that?
It's not you. It's me.
Who says that? And then this. I mean, in this when he said, "Hey, don't bring your phone. It was a distraction last time." Tell me that isn't a freaking woman.
That's a breakup ready
And
to
it's just
happen.
funny because I was sitting down at Skyline with Mike Zimmerman and Chuck this week having lunch, and we were laughing about it. And I had my phone with me, and I was texting, and we're all like guys eating chili. And I said, "Does this offend you guys?" Heck no! You know what I'm saying? I mean, are you kidding me?
Oh, what a breakup! That was.
And then in the parking lot, I was driving away. He stopped and says, "Are we going to meet next week?" I said, "Well, I guess so." He goes, "Well, I just don't think it's necessary."
That's it.
That was it. That was the nail.
Yeah.
The coffin's closed.
I told him, I said, I thought you were going to confess you were gay or something, man. I mean, just so
Nope,
you
just
know,
breaking up with
just so you know, I didn't hold back. I expressed to him how I really felt about what was going on. I said, this is freaking weird, man. I said, dudes ain't supposed to act like this. You're breaking up with me, man.
Maybe he got his Flintstones mixed up with some estrogen pills or something.
You know what? He might have. Oh, well. Let's do jack wagons first. L.A. County for passing the Frisbee football $1,000 fine.
Sick individual.
Jack wagons. Archie Wilson for not just getting a... You know what? If you've got money, you shouldn't have to pay for a prostitute.
You should not. You shouldn't.
But if you don't have money, you can't afford to.
Exactly. Hey, Archie, if you need a lawyer, though, call me. I don't think I'm going to get Archie's business.
You might. You might.
Bulldog, I was going to call you until you jack. Archie, I didn't mean it. Call me. Bill Atkins, my liberal friend from Grant County, who St. Petered me by denying my friendship in court, who's running for Congress. I'm ready to friend him on Facebook, by the way. He's like my only liberal friend on Facebook, and he's just mean and nasty. How come liberals are just mean, nasty people? Like when there's a thread going on, he has to jump in there and insult people and everything else.
Well, that's what happens when you don't have anything to back up your
agree.
case.
And then, of course,
Name call.
this is going to be, Mayor Mallory, we can jack. Somebody suggested yesterday, and we're going to start this. We're going to have a jack wagon in Oracle Hall of Fame, and Barack Obama will be like, the first baseball Hall of Famers were Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Christy Mathewson, Cy Young, and Johnson. Well, you know what?
Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson, Christy Mathewson. We're gonna have Barack Obama, our inaugural class. Barack Obama, Mayor Mallory are definitely gonna be in. Nancy Pelosi. I mean,
sure.
They are Hall of Famers. But for all the stupid things he's doing about this church issue, Mr. President, Donald Trump, and then for oracles, of course. I got to share this with you. Joe Smith, this is such a neat little story. He's asked me to help. Oh, my goodness, I threw it in a garbage can. Talk on the microphone while I pull it out of the garbage can.
Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to set up the Hall of Fame for jack wagons, and we got our first 3 people to put in there. All we have to do is look for some more politicians to put in this Hall of Fame.
Barney Frank, how far do you have to look? Come on.
Look too far. Look too far.
And all the money that we make off of the trolley itself, we can use that to erect a statue.
It sounds good. Right along Vine Street. The streetcar used to be here.
A big statue.
And Bulldog, we trying to carry the show, but we can't carry it without you. You over got your head in the garbage can.
This is pretty disgusting.
Yeah, you've been in there before.
And we've got stuff to talk about. By the way, you've
J-
got 3 minutes, and Covington city leaders are prepared to talk about tax amnesty for folks in the area, businesses and individuals. Anything from unpaid trash fees to city-issued parking tickets, payroll taxes, property taxes. They're considered. Going to let you slide there a little bit on that. Find out at
There's another Hall of Famer, Eric Holder, Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But Joe Smith, you got to love that name. I met him at my last comedy show. He's with the VFW Post in Alexandria, Kentucky. And they have this troop ship that was torpedoed by the German submarine during World War II. And the 4 chaplains gave their life preservers to others, and they went down with the ship. They didn't follow the Italian ship captains.
No, they did not.
But they're having a fundraiser and a church service, and it's up on my blog and newsletter, and I want you to check it out. But I'm giving Joe Smith and those 4 chaplains Oracle status. Billy Donovan for recognize the UK Wildcats. And how about this, because I sue them all the time, I'm giving Duke Energy because they might be the last gasp in holding up the streetcar. And although I sue Duke Energy because, like, Bulldogs Roadhouse and Independence, when I was closed June, July, and August, my utility bill, no air conditioning, no ovens running, no grills running, my utility bill was the same it was in May. And they stand by. We sent out technicians, and there was nothing that was not working right.
Maybe Chuck was in there having parties.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Now you just wonder how many property management, firms or maybe that are out of town that manage a property here, and they get a bill every month from Duke
They
Energy.
have no idea.
They don't, none whatsoever.
No idea.
They just pay it.
They just pay it. I mean, I'm just
Well,
telling
that's
you,
what they hope for.
it's rape. But for tying up the streetcar, we give them Oracle status.
Yeah.
Oh
we
my
like you
God!
now.
Oh my God! We got to do a play-by-play of this.
What is going on there?
Oh my gosh! On Fox 19 News, there is a naked. Is it a man or female?
Male.
A naked man laying on a massage table with Sheila Gray and a masseuse.
Wait, hold. She's not on the table with him.
No.
Where did they get the blanket?
Oh, that blanket's an ugly, but it looks like a drape. They took a drape. They took a drape off the windows. Okay, she's starting out rubbing his neck. And then she's rubbing his neck. Now she stopped rubbing his neck. Oh, now she's rubbing his shoulders. Oh, feels good there, rubbing the shoulders and the neck. And his face is face down in what we call a donut. That's a donut there that he has his face down. That's a
We're
donut.
trying to
sit
get
on
this
a
ship
donut, too.
uprighted.
Yes, and now she's going
Trying
down
to get
lower
the
in the
ship
back.
upright.
I cannot believe they're showing this on local television.
She's
Failing at the
lower.
attempt.
Oh,
How about
she's
those
going deeper.
Bengals?
How about those Bengals?
Maybe next year.
Why is this on TV?
I don't know. This is bad television.
Is that your masseuse?
Hey, it even made for worse radio. It's hard to do a play-by-play of a boring massage, you know?
It is. That's definitely hard.
No happy endings on that one. We come back. We'll finish up Radio Superbity on Real Talk 1160.
Make sure you check out our new lineup with Michael Savage at noon today, followed by Dennis Miller at 3 on Real Talk 1160. And now, back to the Bulldog.
Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Real Talk 1160. Now they're showing rock climbing. You know, there's indoor rock climbing. I had a case that I just settled for a lot of money. Some dude, you know, how these companies have like these building character and teamwork together, and they went out to one of those places and do it. And this guy said, "Man, I really don't want to do this." He goes, "Oh, no, he's trying to." He gets all the way to the top of that wall. All of a sudden, splat!
Really?
Breaks his back.
Well, don't they
The
have
harness broke.
Oh, okay.
Cha-ching.
You know how they always say, "Oh, this never breaks." It broke.
Well, they just showed that commercial, that girl climbing up the top of that rock, and the rope's hanging down. What the heck good is the rope going to do if it's below you?
You catch it
Now-
on your way down.
Yeah, but you already fell.
Now, this. I got to read this. Now, this is the kind of thing that I know you as a business owner have to deal with, John Bick, on an everyday basis. Don here works for the government, so he doesn't.
Thank you very much.
But this is a funny story, and because, I don't know, one of the advertisers here at the station might be trying to sell this office products company sales, so I'm not going to mention their name, but this is hilarious, okay? And my response will make you laugh. This is not going to be boring, trust me. Mr. Deters, after speaking with Maria, that's my office administrator, this week about your current copiers through blank, I was advised that you are in the works of opening a new Cincinnati office, which I am, right down the hall. I wanted to touch base with you and inform you of what you are currently spending on just maintenance alone. On the two machines, you are currently spending $643 a month on maintenance, and then they capitalize this with an exclamation point. Not equipment, because it's all paid for, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm paying, okay. Now, he's obviously, did you not just take that as an expression of how outrageous this is? I'll continue. Since the machine is now 6 years old, the rate on black and white and color prints copies are double that of a new one. I understand that you are an extremely busy man and do not want to be dealing with these issues. With that being said, I am confident that I can get upgraded equipment for your needs and eliminate some of your current costs, as well as save you money in the process! Exclamation point. Your current printer in your Florence location is on its last leg, and I was told to inform you of that and also let you know that we do provide printers as well. I would love to discuss these matters with you in more detail at your earliest convenience. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm going to say his first name because it's just funny. Grant. Now, here was my response to Grant. You crack me up. Blank admits to screwing me on $643 a month on maintenance and then wants more business. I hate blank. I'll never do more business with blank. Eric Deters copied to Maria Dallas. I have not received a reply. I guess not. Now, is that not hilarious? They basically they're telling me, I hate this stuff. They're telling me that I'm getting screwed by them. on $643 a month on maintenance, and they want to help me out.
They want to screw you less.
Well, why not just charge me less money?
Yep. We get the same thing with our DMS. Now, I can't say their name, but I'd love to. But yeah, same type letter, same thing.
Isn't that crack you up? They think you're stupid.
Yeah.
And I think this is what TC talks about in the business world, especially the big business world. This is like government, for example. One hand doesn't know the other hand doing. They're just doing it. They're just writing checks. You know.
That's exactly what's happening.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll get our copiers upgraded by you. The only reason why I don't say their name is in case somebody's trying to sell them some business. Yeah, maybe I ought to do this. Hey, Grant, if your company advertises, maybe I'll upgrade.
Maybe Grant should come in here and defend himself.
No.
Come on, Grant.
Grant would be destroyed.
Grant.
That's good.
That is unbelievable. Exclamation point. On the 2 machines you are currently spending $643 a month on maintenance, then all capitalized, not equipment. So let us come in and save you some money. This isn't like it's another company and it's one to take it off.
They compared with the leading brand and it's us.
Yeah, exactly. It isn't like it's a competitor saying, man, they're charging you that, we can beat that. Oh, we're charging you that, we can beat that.
Yeah. We can't believe we got you to sign the first one.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing. How about Sprint? I have like 9 phones on Sprint. Mine, all my kids, my wife, Chuck. I mean, I can always be, okay, I got to ask this question. Every once in a while, somebody will call and say, we'd like to contact you about seeing what we can do to upgrade and reduce some fees and costs that you're paying. I'm like, is 9 phones not enough for you to just, on your own, save me some money? I got to talk to Sprint about it? I mean, is that not hilarious? It's like, we'd like to talk to you about how we can save you some more money. You ain't got to talk to me. Just do it.
Send me a note.
Say, thank you very much. You're welcome. God. See, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, my life is just like yours.
No different.
By the way, Parker, I mean, it's incredible. Parker's ticket, he's suspended. I'm like, why was Parker's license suspended? Well, it turns out that it's like you have a beginner's license, and then you become an intermediate license, and his intermediate license expired in December, and he didn't go back and get it renewed. Well, we never got any notice about it. Now, what a racket that is. You got an beginner's license, then an intermediate license. I guess he's a full-fledger now. Remember when we were 16? We got a driver's license.
Yeah,
period.
Stay off the sidewalk.
God, man.
Now that he's paid all the fees,
Can you guys think of other things that you do in your regular life with this? I mean, this is incredible.
After all that, can you afford the insurance?
I mean, the things you got to go through. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's unbelievable. Oh, this is funny. I'll tell a story on myself. I like telling stories. So Chuck sometimes goes, God, I can't believe you said that. Legal malpractice insurance, okay? You got to have it for Ohio. You don't have to have it in Kentucky. By the way, I've sued some lawyers before, and they don't have malpractice insurance. Like, well, okay. Might as well forget about this case. I mean, but you have to in Ohio, or you got to tell your client. Now, can you imagine sitting down with a client in a big case in Ohio and saying, I got to divulge to you that I do not have legal malpractice insurance? They'd be looking and say, well, why not? So anyway, I had to. I wanted to redo my legal malpractice insurance, and I was working with John Loneman on it, and I got it renewed with another company, a little cheaper. But one company that he bid, they wouldn't do it, and they said that they Googled you. And they saw your battle with the bar in Kentucky, and it scared them off. And I'm like, well, another thing that I've had to pay the price on that stupid bar battle, which I've won. That's funny. But now I want all my Ohio clients to know that I do have legal malpractice insurance.
Wait a minute. You have to go to a lawyer to get something done that you could do.
Right.
Why is that?
Oh, listen, I was brainstorming with a business guy the other day. He's pretty sharp. And we were brainstorming about, like, insurance. And we were thinking about, like, there's so many, like, specialty insurance, and there's people out there getting rich. Like, I know somebody's going to start a company insuring people that if your gun goes off accidentally or there's a firing in your gun at home, there's insurance for that. Now, they've done the studies that basically say that never happens, but it scares the hell out of people, so they can, and they're starting this company. Well, anyway, I was sitting there thinking to myself, what could we insure that, like, never happens but scares the hell out of people? And I thought of this. I said, let's sell insurance for baby strollers, axles breaking. Remember that story I told you about? But then I kind of got serious. I thought, wait a minute. I said, I wonder how often kids really do get hurt serious in the home, and what do they never get? Like, I'm sure you can find statistics like what do they get hurt for and what they don't. Thinking like a good insurance company will insure for all those things that never happen and exclude all the things that do happen.
There you go.
And sell people child getting hurt in home insurance.
Sound like insurance to
And
me.
everything will be excluded that usually, oh, well, sorry, but that's not covered.
We don't cover that.
Are you in good hands?
We don't cover that.
I'm involved in some litigation relative to a financial institution where they had insurance for somebody at the bank screwing up and making a mistake. I mean, this would be like if you went to a bank and you'd say, well, what kind of insurance would you want? This is exactly the kind of insurance the incident you would want to cover. In other words, no bank would not say, yeah, it would obviously cover this. Excluded. They're like, what? Then why the hell do we even have this? Why do we even have this? You know the reason why Warren Buffett bought Geico is, and he's right, the thing about insurance companies is you get premiums every month and you can delay claims.
Yeah.
And right now, trust me, they're delaying claims.
Right.
This is funny. We'll represent somebody like on a whiplash case, case is worth a few $1,000s. We'll get a letter from like the insurance company saying, we need all of their past medical records. They're 60 years old. We need their pediatric records to see if they had a spine injury when they were sick.
Their telephone book.
I mean, it's incredible. Thanks for coming in, John Bick from Robke Automotive. It's always great to have you, buddy.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Go to Robke Automotive. And Sensible Don, it's good to have you, but I'm going to be glad to not have you for a week.
See, that's cold blood.
We'll be back. No, you won't be back.
I might come in tomorrow.
See you in a week.
See you in a week
on Real Talk 1160.